Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osterberg501 and today I want to go over some more new information we have gotten for the end game of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. And this is a follow-up to my last video where we went over some information from the developers where they talked about some end game specific bosses that are going to be in the Chaos Chamber end game activity. Then they talked about the new end game gearing system that is going to be tied to the Chaos Chambers as well. And the information I'm going over today is some clarification on some of that information for the Chaos Chamber. So we released a lot of Chaos Chamber endgame info this week for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Thrilled to see so much excitement from the community. Here is some extra clarity for what I talked about on the Wondercast, which is what we went over yesterday. Chaos tiers of gear are a more powerful version of the base item rolled and can happen on any of the 5 rarities while Chaos mode is active. The higher your chaos level, the higher chance of rolling chaos tier gear. And like I went over in the last video, every chaos chamber run you complete, you will be able to unlock a new chaos level. Our chaos level cap at launch is 20. Plans to increase that over time at intervals we will determine soon. Each chaos tier of gear is designed to be useful for multiple chaos levels. To that end, we have 4 tiers of chaos tier gear to chase. And those are chaotic, which is tier 1, and that begins dropping at chaos level 1. So this is the gear you can start to get right at the start of your endgame. Then we have volatile, which is tier 2, begins dropping at chaos level 20. So this is the best endgame gear we will be getting on launch of the game. Primordial is tier 3, and it begins dropping at a undetermined chaos level. And then ascended, which is tier 4, and that begins dropping at an undetermined chaos level as well. So tier 3 and tier 4 are not set in stone when those extra chaos levels will release, so we can earn that gear, but that will be somewhere down the road. And this means on day 1 in the end game, there are 20 chaos levels to earn and 2 tiers of chaos tier gear to chase, with more in the future with chaos level cap increases, not to mention the 3 hidden challenging bosses only found in the chaos chamber, which is something we went over yesterday. These are going to be 3 end game specific bosses that you have to complete specific puzzles to be able to fight. Our team has done a wonderful job making sure those who love endgame and those who may start to love it have so much to do from day 1 after the credits roll, and a plan for increasing chaos that can extend beyond launch. So how this endgame system is going to work is once you get into the endgame and start doing chaos chamber runs, you'll have chaos mode active because chaos mode is specifically for the chaos chamber. And then once you go complete a chaos chamber run, you will be able to increase your chaos level. Now, right when you start that end game gameplay at chaos level 1, you will start to get chaotic gear, which is the first tier of the end game gear essentially. And that is going to be tier 1. So that is just going to be stronger versions of other gear that's in the game. And this isn't specifically mentioned anywhere, but I would assume that going through these different tiers, they will most likely add some new gear to that, because that's usually how it ends up going in a lot of Borderlands games or a lot of other looter type games. And then you can start getting a tier 2 gear, which is volatile, at chaos level 20, which is actually the cap we are going to be getting at launch. Chaos level 1 to 20, you will be mainly gearing up with chaotic gear, so through tier 1, and you will just be earning all the new legendaries, trying to get the best rolls on all that chaotic gear. And then once you get to chaos level 20, you will then start to earn a volatile gear. So right when you get to chaos level 20, you pretty much have a full new set of gear to go earn all of this volatile gear. And that is what we are going to be getting on launch. Now, what's mentioned here is that they already have the different tiers set up. So primordial for tier 3 and ascended for tier 4. They just don't have these specifics on what chaos levels are going to unlock those new tiers and when those new chaos levels are going to come out. But essentially, all they have to do is increase the chaos level and it unlocks a new tier for us and gives us a ton of new endgame gearing to go do. And I have a feeling that later down the road of Wonderlands, we will most likely be getting additional tiers past that as they start to release a bunch of the DLCs and as people start capping out and getting the best gear they can get. But that's pretty much all the new information I want to go over. And like I mentioned in my other videos going over the end game of Wonderlands, I am incredibly excited for the end game that's going to just be in the game on launch, and we already know the DLCs are going to be tied in to these Endgame systems, and we get the first one a month after release. This Borderlands is on launch going to have more Endgame content than I think we've seen in most Borderlands in the entirety of their lifespans. And I've said this before, but this is pretty much exactly what I wanted from Borderlands. I want there to be more of an emphasis on endgame gearing, on new and challenging endgame fights and endgame content to keep gearing up your characters and keep having new difficult content to play through. But that's pretty much all I want to go over. So subscribe if you want to see more Wonderlands or other videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. If you comment down below what you guys think about all this new endgame information, and thanks for watching.